Hey everybody, Chris Clark here coming to you live from in front of the Greensboro Coliseum. We're getting set for day 3 of the ACC tournament, and the big news of the day is not about a game, but a lack of a game and a team that's going home. That's the Duke Blue Devils, not because of a loss, but because of a positive COVID test within the team. That information breaking just early this morning. Duke is one of the teams that travels back and forth to their school instead of rather staying up here in the Greensboro area. A positive test, they are out of the rest of the ACC tournament. And because of their record and lack of wins, their likely season is over because they're not going to make the NCAA tournament with a resume like theirs. This will be the first time since 1995 that the Duke Blue Devils haven't made March Madness, and it was a great run starting out here too. They beat up on Boston College to advance to play Louisville last night. They took them out as well. They needed to win 5 games in 5 days, and it looked like they were well on their way. They had Florida State tonight, but again, a positive test within the Duke men's basketball program has put a pause on the Duke season. They are no longer a part of the ACC tournament. Florida State is going to get the bye tonight, and we will keep you updated on any and all information coming out of here today. We expect some sort of an announcement or a possible press conference coming up with more on the situation. But again, Duke basketball done in the ACC tournament, a positive COVID test. Moving on here to the rest of what the teams are in this thing that are still alive and the games that we're going to be seeing up here. Syracuse is one of them. They say beating a team 3 times in a single season, one of the hardest things to do. Apparently, nobody told the guys up in New York because Syracuse did that last night when the Orange took on and took down the NC State Wolfpack. That's right, and they never broke stride doing it either. Buddy Boeheim scored 27 points with a season high of 6. Buddy Boeheim scored 27 with a season high 6 of Syracuse's 14 three-pointers, and the Orange beat NC State 89-68 on Wednesday in the second round of the Atlantic Coast Conference Tournament. Syracuse scored the first 10 points of the second half with 3-pointers by Quincy Guerriere and Alan Griffin and Joe Girard to build a 15-point lead. The Orange finished the half shooting 8 of 15 from distance. Boeheim had 3-point attempts and 3 of them in a 21-second span late to try to reach a career high in points and 3-pointers, but they didn't fall, and he went to the bench with 2:41 left still. You know, Dad took him out there. He said he was getting tired, but still an impressive day. Great win for Syracuse. Great day for Buddy Boeheim.
I think just playing them twice, we used our benefit, and we knew where we were going to get good looks, this and that. We've also grown as a team offensively, just getting better every game. It's someone else, coming in.
Today he got a lot of open looks. I mean, they really are. His teammates did a great job of setting him up, finding him. And they pressed a little bit, and we got an open look or two when they pressed us. Marek was really good. Joe was really good against the pressure.
And it's all about the next game for sure, but some coaches are actually looking down the road a piece, if you would. Jim Boeheim is one of them, and he's talking about looking ahead to try to get into the big dance. Now, the big dance there is a tough one. Last week, Syracuse Coach Boeheim said he thought that the Orange had done enough to get an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament, and that was before they beat NC State last night. And the bracketologists believe that Syracuse needed at least a win or 2 to get in there, just to remain in the tournament conversation. However, coming into Greensboro, Boeheim believed they had already done enough. Here's what he had to say.
I don't think it's been taken into consideration. We played the 7 quadrant 1 games we played, Mike, were all on the road. You look at most teams that have got 2 or 3 quadrant 1 wins, they won at home. We didn't get an opportunity to play a quadrant 1 game at home this year. The Big Ten game, Rutgers was on the road, and then all the games in the league were on the road. So you look at quadrant 2, and there's a big difference between a 30-40 and a 60 or 70 quadrant 2 win. I mean, Clemson, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, they're all 30s to early 40s. I mean, those are good quadrant 2 wins. And we were today 11-2 in quadrant 2 and 3. And I think now we move to 12-2. I think we did what we needed to do this year, but we'll see what happens.
Next up for the Orange, a date with top seed, number 16th ranked Virginia. Tony Bennett and company won the only regular season meeting, hitting 14 three-pointers en route to an 81-58 victory. But that was back on January 25th. And in that game, Syracuse was just 5 for 24 from three-point land. Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim knows that they got to do much better if they're going to have a chance against Tony Bennett and crew.
as I said all year, we need all three guards to play well if we're going to beat good teams and advance. And nothing has changed my mind on that at all.
They're a really good team offensively, defensively. They have great shooters, great inside guys, a really good point guard, and we know it's going to be a battle, but we know we've gotten better since that game, and, you know, we know what to do against them on defense and offense, and we know it's going to be a battle, but, you know, you turn right back around and you get ready for tomorrow. Personally, I like playing a lot of games in a row, and just being able to compete every day is a lot of fun, so we're ready to go, and we're going to go back, rest, stretch, whatever we need to do, recovery, and be ready to go.
They're definitely going to get that chance if they keep on winning, that's for sure. Moving on here, if ever there was a team that is, just suffered through some hard times this year, it is Coach Jim Larrañaga and the Miami Hurricanes. They played the entire season almost with one arm tied behind their back. Their best player, Chris Lykes, out for the year. They just had issue after issue after issue. But once they got to Greensboro, Coach Larrañaga said it's a new year and they've been playing like it. Isaiah Wong scored 20 points for the second straight game. Miami became the first number 13 seed to ever reach the quarterfinals in the ACC tournament by taking down 5th seed Clemson 67-64. They did this with just 6 scholarship players. Let me say that again. 6 scholarship players. These schools usually have 13 scholarships to use for recruits each year. The Hurricanes have 6, and they're getting it done. It's the first time the Canes have won consecutive games in the ACC tournament since 2013 when they won the entire tournament.
In the first half, both their big men were actually hurting us. They were shooting a great percentage from 3. We just made the adjustment to switch 1 through 5 and try to take away those 3s as much as possible and turn them into a two-point shooting team. So that worked out well for us in the end, and we came out with a W.
This group of players have been through so much adversity, so many injuries, so many close losses. But in practice, the last 3 weeks, we've had tremendous energy. The attitudes have been great. The guys are having fun. They're enjoying playing with each other. And I think they're enjoying that, hey, I don't come out. I get to play like the whole game. And so they keep plugging away. I'm very, very happy that this is 3 in a row.
They're going to get a lot of playing time, too, because they definitely don't have that many players, that's for sure. Miami advances to play 4th seeded Georgia Tech today. The Hurricanes lost the regular season meeting 87-60 back on February 20th, but it comes with an asterisk. You see, Wong, the guy that's been lighting it up, sprained his ankle in the first half of that one, didn't play in the second, and with the way he's playing now, it looks like it might be a much different story. Wong has tallied 20 points in each of Miami's ACC tournament games thus far.
Georgia Tech is a great team. They're an NCAA tournament team. They got the player of the year in Moses Wright. They got the defensive player of the year in Jose Alvarado. They got Michael Duvall, who's a tremendous scorer at the 2-guard position.
They play hard on defense. They play that little 1-3-1 zone. So they probably going to play that. That really helped them from last time they played us. And we just got to figure out what to do and just try to make the best decision in their zone, and we got to stop their most valuable player after Moses, I think, and we got to stop their 2 guards. I feel like if we do that, we're going to be in a close game, and we're going to go down to the wire who's going to make the best decision.
13th seeded Hurricanes will face off with the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Second game of the day up here. That one tips off at 2:30. That one's going to be an interesting one. First time we're going to get a chance to see Georgia Tech. And moving on here, Notre Dame advanced to the second round of the ACC tournament with a buzzer beater against Wake Forest. I mean, you talk about the luck of the Irish, but as WNCN's Alyssa Ray explains, the Irish's luck ran out last night against North Carolina. Alyssa?
Well, Chris, North Carolina opened ACC tournament play with a bang. This is a team that has gotten better and better as the season goes on, and they did not miss a beat last night in their win over Notre Dame. The Heels were without Garrison Brooks, who rolled an ankle against Duke. His status for tonight is unknown, but the rest of the bigs stepped up in his absence. Day'Ron Sharpe, Armando Bacot, and Walker Kessler all had double-doubles. Kessler added 8 blocks, setting a single-game record for a freshman. The Heels dominated the glass, out-rebounding the Irish 54-31. They go on to win in dramatic fashion, 101-59, the final. UNC faces number 3 seeded Virginia Tech tonight at 9. The Heels did not play Virginia Tech in the regular season, and they're coming off a COVID pause.
They're a little bit of a mystery. I have seen them play some, but not nearly as much as I have the other teams. They'll be even more rested than we are, and we understand that. But Michael does a great job, and I saw their game against Virginia, and they were off the charts so good in that game.
I feel like everybody already focused for Virginia Tech game. You know, it's a tournament. You play every day. You got like once you win, it's on to the next. And after the game, I feel like we was all focused on ready for Virginia Tech.
If the front court plays as well as they did last night, the Hokies will have a big problem on their hands. Covering North Carolina, I'm Alyssa Ray.
Thank you very much, Alyssa. Like she said, tip time for that Virginia Tech and Duke game. Virginia Tech and the UNC game is going to be at 9 p.m. tonight. First chance we're going to get a shot at seeing Virginia Tech. They kind of, some people say, backed in here with that COVID pause and made it through the double bye. And when the final buzzer goes off inside this place and they crown a champion, it's highlighted by all these balloons that fall down. It's part and parcel. It's part of the fun, and it's one of those things that just makes the tournament kind of what it is. And since 1999, the family operated Carolina Balloons has filled not just the interior, but the lobbies everywhere around here, and decorations with all kinds of cool things when you walk in, and it kind of just sets the tone for the tournament. Here's WGHB's Charles Ewing with what they're getting to do inside this year, despite the COVID pandemic.
Sisters Haley Foy and Allie Evans have their hands full. They are adding to the festive nature of the ACC tournament by filling thousands of colorful balloons.
And then we get to come through with balloons and add, more color, make it just a really cool environment. So as soon as someone walks into the Coliseum, they're like, oh my gosh, they did this for us. This is so exciting. And they're excited to be here and be part of it.
The sisters are a part of the family business. Carolina Balloons provides decorations to a number of big events you probably attended. The ladies have been doing this for as long as they can remember.
There was times growing up where they'd build something like this, and there's a good chance we were behind it sleeping while they continued to work. And then once you get of age, you don't get to take naps on jobs anymore.
It takes long days to decorate the Greensboro Coliseum and plan out the perfect balloon drop. That's why what happened here last year deflated the family.
We're like, all right, 2 weeks, let's do some stuff around the house, and then
we'll be back to normal.
We'll be back to normal, and it's been a long 2 weeks.
2 weeks turned into a pandemic shutdown. Sports tournaments gone, corporate events canceled, forcing the business to send up a trial balloon.
We went to doing birthday parties, we went to doing yard deliveries, drive-through parties, bridal showers. We went to doing deliveries, which we haven't done in years.
Yeah.
A year later, Carolina Balloon is beginning to fill with pride and joy because sports and other events are slowly coming back.
We were still able to incorporate balloons and be part of those events, even if it was on a smaller scale, which was great to be able to see our clients again.
I'm sure it is great to see him again. ACC Commissioner John Swofford, arguably one of the most influential commissioners in ACC history, the guy that built this league into what it is, stepped down last season. He made way for Jim Phillips. Now, Jim hasn't exactly been the most out in front of it kind of guy, media type. He's been behind the scenes, really working hard because, let's face it, John Swofford left some incredibly big shoes to fill. Kevin Conley caught up with the new guy to see exactly where he's coming from and where he's trying to take this ACC of ours. Kevin?
A good first impression can go a long way.
The people have been so nice and so genuine. Southern hospitality is alive and well in the city of Greensboro for sure.
Jim Phillips takes over for John Swofford, who retired last year.
I'm just really, truly humbled and honored to be the next commissioner of the ACC. It happened fast, and the first month I did it remote, but I was able to come last week, and so it's really been immersing myself each and every day in getting to know the ACC. I've known it from afar. I've had great affection for it from afar. And it's been just a wonderful transition over the last 5-6 weeks.
From a historical perspective, the Greensboro area, the Greensboro Coliseum,
they have just such a connection with the ACC. What have you sort of observed, you know, in your limited time about that connection?
Well, there's been a love affair. You can see it. You see it on the faces of the student athletes, the coaches, the staff. But more importantly, you see it on the community. And I don't think you can underestimate the power that college athletics, and in this situation, ACC basketball has on this great community.
The fact that the ACC was able to play over 80% of its games during the pandemic speaks volumes about the shared commitment around the league. Many of the lessons learned during the pandemic will help moving forward.
I think just the efficiencies of how we operate, whether it's our travel efficiencies, whether it's just health and safety, financially, I think it's going to help all our departments to just think about things in a little different way.
The ACC is in a good place, and Jim Phillips is committed to building on that strong foundation.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Checking the odds for all the people wondering out there. We checked in with Jason Logan at Covers.com, and he sent us the latest on who the smart money is on to win it all here. At the top, we've got Virginia now, where it was Florida State. Now the Cavs are in at plus 220. Florida State now second at plus 250. North Carolina, after big wins, is now third at plus 300. Duke, this was done before, obviously. We knew that they were going to be out of the tournament. Duke was in there after that. A lot of people betting them. But Georgia Tech now, who plays today, is at plus 600. Rounding out the final three, we got Virginia Tech at plus 700, followed by Syracuse as well as Miami. And despite 2 wins, people still not feeling Miami. I like Jim Larrañaga's crew. I think they got at least one more win in them. Whether or not they're going to go all the way, I'm not sure. We're going to see after today how things pan out. Again, the big news from up here at the Greensboro Coliseum, the Duke Blue Devils season is over. Not just the ACC tournament, but the NCAA as well, because they just do not have the record to make the big dance because of a positive COVID test within the program. Stay with your local news stations for much, much more. You can see much more on the website as well, CBS17.com, as we get the information. Until then, go watch some basketball, everybody.